So let's talk about some common misconceptions that many authors have. The first one is that your manuscript fits with everybody. That there is this perception that all I have to do is to go out, find a website that has a list of editors and say, these editors take historicals, and therefore I can send my story to them. And what we have to understand is that's not always the case. It may say historicals, but even within that, there's going to be some fine lines. It also, you need to understand that not every single agent represents everything. For example, Grey House Literary Agency, my agency, only represents romance and women's fiction. That's it. And it is amazing how 25 up to 40% of the submissions that I get, I'm responding because it's not falling into one of those two categories. And it's as simple as that. If you're not in that category, I'm going to turn you down, and you'll have to count that one as a rejection. Here's the next one. We get this comment a lot. If you just read the manuscript, you're going to want to buy it. That's, again, one of those common misconceptions. I always like to refer to people when they go in and go buy books. You don't just pick up a book, read the whole book first, and then decide if you like it. Where do we start? We start with that back cover blurb, right? We look at that, and if that back cover blurb isn't interesting, we give it up. You start reading a book. If you don't get hooked in the first 3 chapters, what do? You put the book aside. Simple as that. And that's the same thing with editors and agents, okay? So we aren't going to just say, we're just going to read the manuscript and make that decision. So we've got to kind of work our ways into this one. We hear this one a lot of times. Editors and agents really don't care about the synopsis. It's just that painful thing that we put across to make you have to deal with. Surprisingly, we do look at them, okay, and we do use the synopsis on a pretty regular basis. The synopsis and a book proposal are the exact same thing. Well, there are elements that are certainly the same thing, but on the same level, what you'll find is a synopsis is more of a storyline. The book proposal is how you sell it. So that's going to be the twist there. Okay? If I just send everything to them, then they're going to see that I'm proactive. We get this a lot of times. Submission guidelines are pretty clear that says, I want a synopsis, don't send me anything more than that. You send me the whole book, what that says is not that you're proactive, it's telling us that you're being pushy. You didn't read the directions. That's really what it comes out to be. A query letter is just a formality, okay? You know something, they get the query letter, the editor and agent just pushes the query letter aside and then just starts reading. Nope, we start with that query letter, okay? And that query letter is really, really crucial. And we'll kind of see how that plays out once we get to that point. The query letter is a place to showcase your voice. A lot of times people will sit there and think that this is a way to do a little creative writing. And no, that's not the way it is. The pitch is just a formality. Editors and agents always request. Now, this one here is for those of you pitching to live pitch sessions where you're at a conference and you're actually, talking one-on-one with people. A lot of people will go into those pitch sessions going, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be good to go. And I think we're going to see that that's not necessarily the case.